questions? Okay, so basically you need to focus how to create methods, different type of methods, right? That we are going to see now, and how to call the methods. These are the two things. If you know, your Java is good. You are very good in Java if you are perfect on the methods. So how to call different type of methods. That I'm going to show you. Don't worry. Okay. So we have a very nice thing, and I think we have to discuss these things, but still we will go a little bit, and these concepts you can practice these concepts. So they take up this exercise. Okay, this exercise tomorrow. You take up this exercise, all this exercise. I want answers for all these exercises. Okay, till here. So all these exercise answers I want from you guys. So from here to till, and you write and send it. Okay. So I'm going to review. Even you can review with Maruti or somebody else. I'll allocate people. You explain to them also. That's good enough. Okay. So let's get started. What is functions? What are the methods? Some programming language people will call functions. Some programming language people will call methods, right? So what are these methods? So methods are a sub-block of a class. So as I initially stated about a class contains variables, one of the sub-member. Methods is the another sub-member. Constructors, blocks. These are all the different sub-members of a class. Basically, class is a template. Template inside you have all these members. Like so an apartment has many rooms, right? Like that. So a class have all these members. So method is a sub-block of a class. Basically, all the logic you are going to write in this method body inside one. So logic must be placed inside a method body, not direct at a class level. If we place logic at a class level, it will throw compile time error. So class level, we are allowed to place variables and methods. So class level, we are allowed to place only variables and methods only. The logical statements like, method calls, calculations, print related statements, all these are considered as a logic. So that must be placed inside the method body. So make sure the logic means anything method body inside whatever you write. So like variable declaration or method calling, one method calling in another method, calculations, print related statements, object creation, all these statements are considered as a logic. Okay. So any questions here before moving on further? Okay, syntax of any method is just we already discussed, but here we will go in detail. Access modifier, keywords. The keywords can be static or abstract, final, any one keywords. Then return type. Return type already I told you, even void also return type, without void also return type are there. Then method name, parenthesis. The parenthesis, there might be a variables and there might be a zero arguments also. Then curly bracket, start, and this write the logic or method body, and close the method body. So this method body starts here, method body ends here. So this is the syntax of a method. Any method syntax. So that's how it is a static or non-static, it doesn't matter. That's a method syntax. So method prototype means the head portion. This head portion of a method body is called method. Head portion of a method. This part is called till this parenthesis only. This is called method prototype. The head portion of the method is called method prototype. So public static void means string args. This is the method prototype. And this part, the curly braces region. So the curly braces region is called method body. And the statement placed inside the method body is called logic. So whatever you place inside this method body, that is called logic. So method parameters and arguments. This is a very important topic. So the variables declared in method parenthesis are called parameters. We can define a method with 0 to n number of parameters. So what is the parameter syntax? See that definition, you read the definition. The variable declaration. So what is the variable declaration?
Variable name equal to variable value.
Data type, variable name, and variable value.
The other people, I think you haven't read. Only I think Srivani answered, that's a correct answer. What you guys are doing, and I don't understand. I already told, right? Variable declaration first starts with the data type, variable name. That's it. Data type, variable name. That's all your basics, how strong you are in basics. See, that is coming here. If you don't read, what you will understand here? That's why you're missing somewhere main important. The roots you are missing. That's the problem. That doesn't work out in the learning process. First, you should be very strong on the basics. If you don't have basics, you will collapse. Definitely will collapse. And why that simple logic, you all know that, right? Why you are not considering that? So the variables declared in the parentheses, see, this is the parenthesis. That is called parameters. So the parameter syntax is data type, parameter name. That's it. That's the any parameter syntax. So data type means what are the data types? Let me ask people. Anusha. So data types means what you will consider as a data types?
Integer, long, float, double.
Integer, float.
Long, double.
That's it, huh?
Yeah, that's it, sir.
What is this, madam? What is this? Ready? Venkat ready? What are the different data types, sir?
Yeah, two type premise. Primitive and non-primitive. Yeah, primitive is char, byte, short, integer, int, long, float, double. Non-primitive string, enum, array, interface, and
good. Interface, enum, array, class. Good, Venkat. So you improved, but Anusha, I'm not happy with your performance. It's not good at all. This is very, very bad, madam. Basics, those are, madam. Basics are not there. What you will do?
So those are I know, but which will declare with number nodes. So that's why I told those.
Data types, madam. I'm not so telling a primitive data type, right?
Yeah, sorry.
Why you're considering? Even I told specifically. I told also data type means don't consider primitive data type. Even in the last class also, I told in the Selenium you will use only non-primitive data types. Last class also I told this word. Did I or no?
Yeah,
if
sir,
you
even
don't
I
remember,
also
fine,
explained.
others. So
Yes.
mostly we'll use in the real in the Selenium only non-primitive data types. Data type means. You should not forget, madam, this access modifier is thumb rule, only 4. So Sharif, what are the access modifiers?
So there are 4 types of access modifiers: sir, public, private, protected, and default.
That's it. That's it. You don't need to think about other keywords also. I'm mentioning everywhere access modifier. Did you observe here? See this? See this? Why I'm mentioning? You have to use 4 keywords, only any one of them. Return type, I already told you. Void is one of the return type I mentioned already in the beginning classes. So you have to understand what is meant by void. So in this place, can I use void or not? You have to decide. So to take decision, I'll tell you how to take decision on that. But that basics are not there. I cannot help. So this is frankly I'm saying. If I don't tell, just ask me. Okay, you didn't tell, sir. You're asking. It's a blame on me. But I keep on repeating on the basics, and you're not focusing on the basics. That doesn't work out. You definitely will collapse. I'm saying, sorry to say this. This you have to focus only on basics first. If you're not focusing, this course doesn't work out for you. Nowadays, all know how strong you are on basics, and then it is going to be nicely, it will come your coding. I don't know why you are missing the basics, that is small basic things. I'm not happy with this. This you have to focus. Go and read from the beginning again. Class structure, class naming conventions, so method naming conventions, so variable naming conventions, so data types, so variable types, so each variable, where you can use, where you cannot use, where you can declare, where you cannot declare. These are the things you have to focus. Okay. So we can define a method with 0 to n number of parameters. So the values passing to those parameters are called arguments. The values passing to those parameters are called arguments. In method invocation, we must pass arguments. See these definitions by heart until you get them, until you understand them. So if you know this statement, then you will understand what is parameters. If you know this definition, then you will understand what is arguments. See that the values passing to those parameters. If you pass the parameter value, that value is called arguments, where you can pass in method invocation time, not method definition time. Method definition time, you will declare only parameters. Method invocation time, you will pass the arguments according to the parameters order and the data type. So which order you declare the parameters, same order you have to pass the values also. If you declare integer, you have to give integer values. If you declare a float, first one, you have to give floating value only. If you declare a string, you have to give string only. Remember that. So this is the crucial topic in the methods. Next, syntax of a parameterized method is access modifier, keywords, return type, method name, parenthesis. This is the one. See that. My parameter declaration, how I am doing. Data type, parameter 1. See, Anusa, I am not writing primitive data type here. So please understand that. So data type I am saying. I'm not saying primitive data type here. So then parameter. Then one more parameter you want to declare, comma. Data type again first starts with the data type. Then parameter 2. Then and so on. How many you want? You declare. If you want only one you declare. If you don't want anything, just remove all these things. So this is how to declare a method with the parameters. Then curly braces reason inside, logic you write. Close the curly bracket. So access modifier is a public. So keyword I'm using static. So return type I'm using void. Method name I'm using add. See, that's how simple if you know this syntax. Even you can easily compare. Oh, access modifier here, public. Then keyword static keyword. That means this is the static method. Then return type is a void. That means this method is not going to return any output. So method name is add. And parameters. A is a one parameter, B is another parameter. So A data type is integer, B data type is a float. Both. So A and B are the parameter names. See, if you declare a parameters, you must consume them in the method body logic. See that. A I declared here, but I'm using that. B, I'm using that. I'm not giving values here. I'm generically writing. Any integer float I can add. Any integer float values I can add, and this method will. So this method output, this A plus B output, I'm assigning to some variable. So now sum is a what type of variable, Venkat?
So variable name, sir.
Okay, what type of variable I'm asking?
So there is float variable, sir.
What are variable types, sir?
So sorry, sir. This is a local variable, sir. This is local variable, sir.
Local variable.
Inside method. So it is called a local variable, sir.
Excellent. That's what, sir. So this data type is a float. Okay, this data type is a float. So this is starting with a method body inside. You are declaring data type, variable name, assignment operator, and value. This is the value. So this is the declaration also done, and assignment also I'm doing the same line. That's why this is a local variable, local to this method only. Even A and B also, parameters also local variables only. Local to this method only. You cannot use this A and B in another methods. So this is the parameters and arguments related. Then how to call this in the method? So which method you can call? Another static method you can call directly here. And even non-static method inside also you can call these static methods. So I'm calling add method in the main method because I want to execute. Any method I want to execute, I must call that in the method body, main method body. If it is in the main method, that will execute. First, that line will execute. Now see this here. Main method below, first line, what is this? You're calling the method or invoking the method. Calling or invoking. So that is called method invocation or method calling. So this method I'm calling here. Add. So see A value, I'm giving 5. B value, I'm giving 10.5. Add. See another, one more time I'm calling add method. You can call n number of times the same method, but you can change the values every time. A value 15 this time, B value 22, 20.2 capital F. See, if I'm not giving float. First time, which order it is declared? First integer. That's why integer I'm giving. Then I declared a float. So B value 20.2 I'm giving. Now what will happen? First, this method will execute. So this method will go and call this method. It will come inside. A value will be, first 5 will be taken. B value 10.5 will take. And so 5 plus 10.5, 15.5 will be. So the output that will store in the sum variable. Okay. Okay. See again, first this 15 will go to A, 20.2 will go to B. So wherever you are using in the method body, A value 15 plus 20.2, and that output will store in the sum value. See, same method you are using. You can call the method n number of times, but you can change the parameter values. That means you are testing the parameterized method with the different values. That's the advantage of parameterized method. You're reusing same method, you're reusing same logic, you're reusing to test other values. That is called parameterized methods. So same logic you can test with the different values. Same logic you can test with the different values. Okay. So next, method signature. The combination of method name and parameters are called method signature. In the above program, add int a comma float b, main string arguments. This is the method name parameters. Method name parameters. That is called, so method signature. So method return type, most important. So you have to focus on this third value, this one, this point, And this point is a very, very important, very, very special in the method topic. See that definition again. So read multiple times this single line. The keyword that is placed before method name. See this? The keyword that is placed before this method name. What is this before this method name? What keyword is there?
Void.
Void. So what is this method name before what keyword is there?
Void.
Void keyword. So that is the main concept here. That's a see that the definition. Why I am asking to focus here. If you know this statement, and you can easily recognize the return type. Again, repeating, the keyword that is placed before method name is called method return type. So the keyword that is placed before method name is called method return type. It tells to the compiler and JVM what type of data after method execution it has to return or it should not return. That will tell to the JVM and compiler. So that's why this is called method return type. So I'm again clearly telling here, if nothing is written by the method, then we can use void keyword, which specifies method returns nothing. Method returns nothing. So clear, huh? So if you write a void, what is meant by that? Method is not going to return to you anything. Just executes, line by line executes. But that output you cannot use in somewhere else because it doesn't return. It won't return any value. Okay, so what are the return type keywords? What are the return type keywords? Void, all the data types. Primitive, non-primitive data types are also return type keywords. But I told you, if you use void, method won't return. If you use other than void, that means that method is returning that type of data. Repeating again. So in the method name before whatever the keyword you are using, that is called return type. In that keyword place, void is there. That means your method is not going to return any value. If you don't write void, instead of void, you are writing other keywords like any data type. That means your method is giving that type of data. Your method is returning that type of data. So that is the method return type means. So is it clear? Because please understand, if you don't understand, ask me, I will explain again. This is the one of the point, very crucial. Third point and fifth point is very, very crucial, very, very special. Clear? Both.
Clear.
So
Clear.
parameters, so this return type keywords. If you don't clear, ask me, I'll tell you again. Sure.
Clear, sir.
Are you clear, ma? Anusha, are you there?
Hello. Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
Anusha, are you clear?
Yeah, clear, sir.
Okay. So if anybody having doubt on these points, let me know. Okay. And these are the very, very special points in the methods. Okay. So methods are two types: static method, non-static method. Static method and non-static method. So static method means if a method prototype line contains a static keyword, then that method is called a static method. Then that method is called a static method. So static method is going to refer a common thing. If it is a common to refer, your method is common, and you can make it as a static. So static members are associated with the classes, not with their, not with the objects. So static variables and static methods so can also be invoked using class name. So in another classes. So static variables and static methods, how we will invoke in another classes with the class name. But in the same class, you can access directly. So as I mentioned in the beginning class, system.out. System is another class. You're using in your class. How we called class name dot static variable. That out is a static variable. In is a static variable, error is a static variable, exit is a static variable, get property method is a static method. All these, static members of that class we are calling with a class name. That is what the point I'm mentioning here. You can call the static variables, static methods in another class with the class name. So these are most important points you have to keep in mind while discussing on the static methods. So static methods of particular class can only access the static variables and can change them. First point. A static method can only call other static methods. Static methods cannot refer to non-static variables and non-static methods. Static methods can't refer to super or this members. Okay, so this is a very important points. Please read multiple times these